Let's begin to learn how to use Onshape by drawing a simple animal. Our learning intentions are the application of CAD in a technology project. By the end of this, you should be able to draw a simple 2D shape in CAD software. You should be able to extrude that shape into a 3D object. You should be able to draw another shape onto that 3D object, and you should be able to add or subtract material from that 3D object. Now this all sounds confusing, but the basic workflow is this. You draw a 2D sketch and then you make it 3D, and then you repeat until you are done. That is the basic workflow. There are some additions you can do to that over time, but to begin with, that's the basic workflow. Draw a 2D sketch and make it 3D. By now you should have signed up for Onshape. If you're not sure about that, you should find your teacher and they will give you instructions on how to do so. We're going to start by creating a new document. Click on Create and click on Document. We're going to use Untitled Document. We're going to change that and we're going to say Skills 1 Simple Animal and click on OK. This will take you into the Onshape app. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a bounding box. We're going to use a sketch and we'll do this by calling it our bounding box. Bounding box. And over here we're going to choose this button here, the sketch plane button, and we're going to hover over the top sketch. You can see that the top sketch, that word top there, has a yellow highlight around it. We're going to click on that to accept that. This is going to be our bounding box. We're going to draw our bounding box using the corner rectangle tool and the construction tool. And we're just going to draw it anywhere, it doesn't really matter, like so. We're going to use the dimensions for our bounding box. So we're going to click on the dimension tool and then we're going to click on let go, move up and click again to change the dimensions. We're going to draw our thing to be 120 millimeters wide and we're going to draw this side here, click and out and let go, to be 60 millimeters high. And that's how big our bounding box is going to be. I'm going to press on the tick button. Because we've now got our bounding box, I'm going to turn off a few things. I'm going to turn off the origin and the front and the right. We're only going to worry about our top view. So you can see the eyes are now hidden. That one's still available. So I'm now going to draw a sketch on the top view. So I need to click on Sketch and then click on the top view. And this is going to be my animal and it must fit inside this box. I'm going to use the line tool to draw my animal. So here it is. I'm going to basically start with the head like this. Got a bit of a mouth, bit of a strange looking animal. It's got some short little legs. You don't have to draw anything like this. You can basically draw anything you want in terms of being an animal shape, but it must be a continuous shape. So you can't cross over. So I can't go across here like this, for example. I need to stay around the shape and I need to stay inside my bounding box. So there's my animal shape. Once I've drawn my animal shape and I'm happy with it, I can then press the tick button. Now that I've drawn my animal shape, I can make it 3D. Before I do that, I find it easier to look at it from a different angle. I'm going to click on this and we're going to draw it and look at it from this angle here. I'm now going to press the extrude button. The extrude button sits next to the shift button. I'm going to click on it and this menu will come out. I'm going to click on the shape that I've drawn, my animal shape, and I'm going to set it to be 3 millimeters thick. That's all I need to do for this one, and I'm going to press tick. You can now see that I've got my 3D animal shape. I'm going to give it an eye so that it can look a bit more like an animal. I'm going to do that by simply drawing a circle on the head somewhere and extruding it through. Remember, draw a 2D sketch or a 2D shape and use the extrude button to make it 3D. So I'm going to go to the sketch button. I'm going to draw on the surface of the dog. I'm not going to draw on the top plane. I'm going to draw on the surface of the dog, so the dog should highlight yellow. I'm going to zoom up to where I want to draw. I'm going to use the circle tool to draw an eye, like so. I'm happy with that. I'm going to press tick. I'm going to go back to a 3D view. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the eye so I can actually select it, like so. But before I select it, I'm going to click on the extrude button. I'm now going to click on the eye, and you'll see that it pops out a cylinder. I don't want it to pop out a cylinder, I want it to remove a cylinder. So I'm going to press on the remove button and then press the tick button. You can now see that there is a hole where the eye should be. The final thing I'm going to do, and you need to do, is to draw your name into the sketch. So I'm going to use the sketch tool to click on the dog once again, or on my animal shape. And this time I'm going to use the text tool. I'm going to draw out a rectangle by clicking and dragging. And I'm going to type in my name. And the class that I'm in, like so. You're obviously not in 7X. You'll actually have to put your own name and that sort of thing there. You definitely want to change to Alerter Stencil. And then we're going to press tick. And you'll see that it's way too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the dimensions by using the dimension tool, and we'll just change the height of the text. It's currently 12 millimeters. I'm going to set it down to 8 millimeters. And that looks like it's going to fit. To move it, I'm currently using the dimension tool. I want to get rid of that. I'll press the escape key on my keyboard, which is on the top left. I'm now going to press and hold on that little corner button and then move it round. I'm actually thinking that that text is still a bit too big, so I'm going to double click on my dimension here and make it 7.5. Maybe I'll just make it 7, so I'm going to double click on it and make it 7. I can move it just sideways by using the arrow tool. Ooh, what happened there? Okay. No, it seems to disappear. Oh, that's because I was still on this. I need to press the escape key. I need to grab it by the corner and move it, and it seems to be locked to that side there. So if I hover over this, I can see that that thing there is there. If I select that and press the delete key, it goes away, and now I can move it sideways. That's always a tricky problem. If you hover over something and one of those things is there and you don't want it there, you can move it around. I'm going to move this until it's pretty close to the middle, and I'm going to press the tick button. If I look at this from an angle, you can see that nothing has happened. I'm going to press the extrude tool because this is a shape. I'm going to make sure that it's all highlighted before I click it, and you can see the shape is going to come out like that. I'm going to click on remove, and it's going to go all the way through and press tick. My shape is now ready to send to the laser cutter. The final thing I need to do is to create the laser cut file. I'm going to right click when I'm hovering over the face of the animal, and I'm going to export as a DXF. I'm going to choose its name, TC for my initials, animal, and I'm going to make sure that this is set to a DXF, and then I'm going to click export. That is going to download, and that downloaded file is what you need to submit to your teacher in order to then have them send it to the laser cutter.